Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It does not feel like morning, it's only 8:30, but like it feels like it's midday for me because I slept in, which is very unusual, but if you can't tell from the sound of my voice, my son was sick, then my husband was sick, and it seems now it is filtered down to me. Ironically though, I still feel like I could function. I'm just gonna put that out there. I feel like colds hit men a little differently than they hit women. And I mean that in reference to my kid and my husband. But per usual, I am preparing my doughs. I feel like that is always like the theme of these vlogs is pizza dough. I promise I do more things than prep pizza dough. It just so happens that generally the day that I'm filming these vlogs is also the day that I'm prepping my dough. I will not show you the process, but anyway. We had a very lovely visit with our friends, as you guys saw from my last vlog, and we are just living the normal life, which honestly, I'm getting a bit of a peek of what it would be like to have my husband home all the time, and now I'm thinking, I'm like, how can I retire my husband? Because getting to focus on just work has been glorious. And obviously, like, I'm still around and still like involved with the kiddo, but there's just such a different feeling when like you're not the only parent around and like the sole person to answer every question, or the you're welcome baby, or the sole person to satisfy every mom look. It will be very difficult next week, I feel like, to readjust to the norm of like on my own. But anyway, let me get this dough started and I'll check back in just a hot minute. I did also lose my little Fluffy. I'm hoping it's around somewhere, but like if the sound on this vlog is terrible, that's why. In case there was any doubt, still hyper fixated on that breakfast. It's still just so good. The husband has requested that I show him how to make the salad dressing that we use for like our salad dressing of life. So I figured I'll show you guys at the same time. What?
Salad dressing of life sounds so gross.
Does it? What's gross about it?
Nothing.
Boys.
What do you mean boys? So, first of all, you're not going to be able to use this, but if I would have said to you, you want my salad dressing of life?
Okay, well that's gross.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds gross.
When you make it gross. I don't have exacts, which is why I have to show him, because I have the exacts for like a single use, and he's all talking about math and multiplying, and I would rather just guess, if we're being honest. If it's gonna involve math, I'm out. So I use 1 thing of Greek yogurt. This is 2 pounds of Greek yogurt. You need hot sauce. You need ranch packets or like a ranch shaker. Now you've got my mind in the gutter. And then some pickle juice. This is what it's like to live in a house full of boys, is I'm hearing from the other room that precisely that there was a green plop and my husband was trying to figure out why it was green. It's the Fruit Loops.
Hashtag Fruit Loop Poop.
Awesome. I hate it here.
I didn't text you a picture of it.
Thank God. But I was kind of waiting for the, you gotta come see this. Okay, 1 container of Greek yogurt. You're gonna eyeball some hot sauce. Basically, I wanna make it pink. That was 4 seconds of a pour.
That's not how you measure things.
Counting Mississippi Leslie.
What, are you just going off of vibes? If you send me a grocery order that says, buy me, I need 4 seconds of hot sauce, one at Walmart, you're getting nothing, just so you know. Mom's busy destroying math.
Hey, it works for me. I'm the one showing you what to do here, so math didn't win here.
I think we've all lost here, to be honest with you.
Nobody loses.
Except for me, because I get salad dressing.
So don't hate on the vibe and don't hate on the process. I do what works. Usually I have a little shaker. I do not. So we're gonna start with one pouch and see how it goes. I think it's 2 pouches. I think this is gonna end up being 2 pouches. I will tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you this at the same time. You can't really get it wrong. Because it's all just flavor balance. Like, you go by the mind. If you could see his face off camera right now. But see, these people get it. Like, these are my people. They're
What do you
looking
mean,
at this.
these people?
And they're like, yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. This is a safe space where we cook by vibes and 4-second timers. Okay, so this is kind of what you're looking at. You're scared? You seem scared. But yeah, so it's about a good chunk of ranch.
Not an amount. Let's not pretend like we're telling an amount. So ranch.
Ranch.
Coins.
To taste.
You didn't taste it.
Not yet, but I will. Although I feel like this ranch already smells different than the normal ranch I use.
This one's from Tuscany. The other one's from Hidden Valley.
That's true. Actually, that's also not true because the shaker that was in there, I just poured things into a shaker. So, which I regret having thrown the shaker away because I was just pouring those into theirs. Anyway, you need some pickle juice. I know it sounds weird, but first of all, you're using it to thin out the dressing because this is like kind of thick because it's yogurt, but also it adds like a super tangy, not super, I guess it adds just like a tang to the taste. And I would argue this is the secret ingredient. I don't have a measurement. Don't be scared. That was another 4-second pour.
You notice how that 4-second pour is a different amount than your hot sauce pour?
Was it?
Yes, they're not even close to the same amount.
You're going by texture and consistency. So, and then also by taste. Like, you're allowed to taste it. I'll taste it at the end, but I'm going for a texture first with the pickle juice. The other stuff, the texture's all the same. Please don't hate me. Listen,
So
all right.
basically just vibes. Like, it seems like a chill salad dressing. So.
It's pretty chill.
Well, what if you over poured it and now you don't like the consistency?
I'm conservative first. Because I know what I'm doing. That's another 4-second pour. Relax. Don't look at me like that. Do you want the salad dressing or not?
I do.
Okay.
I really do.
Are you going to survive this process?
Maybe it's just best not to know how hot dogs are made.
You asked to know. Have I ever gone wrong with it?
No.
Okay. I don't appreciate the judgment.
It's not judgment. It's just not, or it's not a repeatable.
Sure it is. I repeat it every week.
Yeah, but I can't repeat this.
Sure you can. I'd say that's pretty right on. Taste. I might need more ranch. I think I could use some more ranch.
I think the ranch is okay.
You think it's right?
I think it's not quite as tangy as it normally is. I think it might be
Because it doesn't
pickle
have enough
juice,
ranch.
or you think the ranch is the tang?
Yeah. It's not the tang. It's like the underlying foundation of the flavor. Okay, so I'm going in with another half a packet of ranch. That's also another 4-second pour. I count to 4 when I'm cooking, like 90% of the time. I might have OCD. I think I just realized that. Do you not count, like, everything you're doing?
That's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also got,
It's perfect.
that one was better.
And because we do things super official here, we fancy. Right back in to the original container.
Or you can get a squeeze bottle from the grocery store, like the red and yellow, like ketchup and mustard squeeze bottles.
Yeah, but then we need a funnel.
No, those have a large enough mouth that I think.
Oh, well then buy one, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I thought that.
The heck?
I thought you liked it the way it is.
I mean,
just know
it
that
worked. What the heck?
Because it was easier to apply it to the salad.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't have a problem applying it from this.
Well, I don't either, but it would be easier, especially when I'm making my little, like, to-go thing. We ran out of memory, but that's honestly probably for the best. Basically, he's saying you can buy, like, a squeezer from the grocery store. Just put it back in here. And then if you're like us and have about 7 of these in the refrigerator, then you just get to guess. Because our Sharpie that lives in this drawer over here died, like, a week ago. And I haven't replaced it, so I don't label it. Cheers. You know what time it is? I'm sure there's a reason why this is not a good thing, but I basically just ate my body weight in grapes for lunch and what was left of a bag of baked Cheetos. So I need you to know and understand that yes, I am on a journey to be in the best shape of my life, but I also am a human and I'm a girl, and that was girl lunch because I had a moment where I like looked in the fridge and I was like, we have ingredients. We just have ingredients, which is not a bad thing, and I'm very grateful for those ingredients, but I need to know, are you an ingredients house or are you a meal house? I like having like meals prepped in the fridge or like really easy to grab and like mix all together and make into a meal, which is currently what we have. Like I could have very easily just thrown a wrap together or whatever, because I like took apart I had deconstructed a there's fruit fly. I had deconstructed a rotisserie chicken last night for dinner because we did like these Parmesan garlic buffalo wraps for dinner. They were really good. And I could have easily just made that again. But also, side note, I know right now things are tough for a lot of people. Groceries are a lot. And I'm the kind of person that generally has some type of baked chicken in part of my regimen for the week. I used to buy either boneless, skinless chicken breasts, or my preference would be boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And then I would make them in some capacity, either broil them in the oven or put them on the grill, which again is time and work and effort that's put into it. But also both of those options are not cheap right now. Like they're just not inexpensive. I discovered you can get an entire rotisserie chicken from Walmart if you opt for it to be in the chilled version, so like not a hot one, for like $3.50. And it gives you a mess of chicken, just like a whole lot of chicken. If you're somebody that likes chicken in your salads or in wraps or quesadillas, or the options are limitless. Definitely look into that, because I was really surprised to see that, and I'm glad to now have that as my option for chicken. One, it saves me time, but also saves me a lot of money. How many things can I carry in my hands at one time? This is not ideal. I'm also not fully out of my pajamas. The shorts I'm wearing, I most definitely slept in. Okie, you're not supposed to be in here, baby boy. Sorry, okie dokes. This is a no doggy zone. I keep hearing. But honestly, I'm kind of leaning into it right now, because with my husband being home and being on kid duty and being able to just take him to school, I don't really have to get ready. And I like getting ready, and I like having the excuse to get ready. So I'm not complaining at all about taking my son to school. But right now, it's just not something that I need to waste my time doing, because one, I enjoy giving my skin a break, but why am I gonna dirty more laundry? Hello, Oaken. Hi. Good boy. Yeah, because I'll change into workout clothes later, which I guess I could go ahead and do now, but again, too lazy. I am on a mission. I have a dog hair in my eye. Oaken. Okie. Oaken. No. I'm very much on a mission right now to finish this book. I talked about it quite a bit last night with a good friend of mine, and then my husband and I actually did some brainstorming this morning. That is one thing, and I'm curious how other, Oaken, no, Oaken. All right, I'm gonna have to put this dog out. Give me a second. There's too many things in this room that he can get into. But the question I was gonna ask is, I'm curious how other indie authors do this. I'm sure, and the recommendations I'm sure are gonna be like, join a writer's group, or like, there's all those kinds of things that I could join as far as being a writer is concerned. I'm not gonna do it. There's a few reasons for that. I'm not gonna get into them for right now. So yes, I am sure that there would be a lot of value in that, but I miss having like someone to collaborate on ideas with. My first company I had with a friend, and so we did a lot of like brainstorming and talking together. When I worked at my job, when I was in the office, there was so much of that, and it really is just, it elevates ideas. Like, it just takes your ideas to the next level. But when you're doing stuff alone like this, it's even part of the reason, like, there's a part of me that wonders if I should go the traditional route at some point in my career, because I have to imagine that that's a part of the process, is like having a team of people to be able to like hash out ideas with and figure out what's commercial and what's not, and what's going to sell and what's not, which is a crummy thing to have to think about when you're writing. But at the end of the day, I'm creating a product, and so it has to be, as much as I'm doing it for myself and just because I enjoy doing it, I also want it to be something, whoa, what's happening? I also want it to be something that like my audience is going to enjoy. I also love writing the kinds of books that people can't put down. And so getting to that place on your own can be tricky sometimes. So I'm really grateful that my husband is always just so open to having these kinds of conversations. It's a little easier now because he has read my first 2 books, which he hadn't until the start of this year. But it is easier now that he knows like the context of what I'm talking about. So this book technically could stand on its own, but it is the final book in this series. It's linked to it, but you don't have to have read the first 2 books to enjoy this one. I actually would kind of argue that they're all that way, that they're linked. The way that I described it to my friend last night is I was like, you know, like Sweet Valley High, how it was always the same characters, but the story wasn't really linked to or like hinged on the previous book. At least I don't think they were. This is kind of like what that was like. Does anyone know Sweet Valley High? Am I aging myself here? Am I dating myself? Anyway, so my husband and I brainstormed through quite a bit, which one of my goals that I set for my Notion for this like quarter. And when I say quarter, I don't mean the standard quarters of the year that you're thinking, like June, July, or January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I'm not talking about that. I'm operating out of a 12-week year. And so what I love about that is it doesn't matter what time of year you decide to like go or do something, that day can be the start of your quarter. And I am very much the kind of person that would look at this and be like, well, I'm in June, so I might as well wait till the next quarter to start, because I'll look for any excuse, to be precise. So I do really appreciate that about the 12-week year. But one of the main goals, the only real big goal that I have for this first quarter, is to finish this book, because it was supposed to be finished in August of last year. There's a lot of reasons that didn't happen, but what's most important is that it's currently happening. But I was very stuck on how to get to the ending that I have in mind. And my husband helped me with that this morning. So I am going to drink this coffee and work through finishing this book. I have about 15,000 words left to write before it's done. So we're getting there. The question is, will it be garbage when it's done? Probably, because the first draft, the only purpose is to tell yourself the story, and then you go back and make it into an actual book. And then I'm lucky enough to work with an editor who takes my word salads and turns them into something that resembles a novel. So let's write. My plan totally backfired on me, because my sister just texted and wants my kiddo to meet them at my mom's house after school. And I said yes. So my husband's gonna bring my kid to my mom's house. My brother is in town visiting with his kids, and they're all going out to Texas Roadhouse for dinner, which we'd been invited to, but kind of was like, we're probably not gonna go because we're gonna be in town tomorrow and see them. I'm looking for my shoes. But I'm not gonna deny my sister and my niece the chance to see my kid, because it honestly just makes my heart really happy that, first of all, my niece is, I can't find the shoes I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna use these. My niece is my son's favorite person in the world, and so that's one of the major perks of living close to family, is being able to change our plans like this, because I'll just leave my car in town then anyway, because I'm going out to dinner tomorrow with a friend in town, and I was planning on going with my husband to go drop my kid off. So instead of just driving 2 cars tomorrow, we'll just drive 2 cars today, and that's totally fine. My shoes. And this is when my husband would tell you, and I hate to say that he's right, but this is when my husband would tell you, or tell me rather, this is why I need to put things away when I'm done using them. They're in here. Oh my goodness, they're in my office. Okay, because I'd much rather wear these. Okay. Shoes. Is my office a giant mess? Yes. Yes, it is. Bye, Kim Kim. Love you. Okay. Let's go. It is time. Are you proud? My nightstand is kind of cleaned off. This is supposed to be like my little morning basket, but I think it's gonna turn into an evening basket. We're on a mission to make things better, but I am trying my hardest to, that's not true. That's actually the exact opposite of true. I'm not trying my hardest. If I was trying my hardest, I would actually be doing it. But I'm gonna do some Bible time now, since I haven't been making it a priority in the morning. But I love this little basket, by the way. I'm gonna do some Bible time now and then read and go to bed. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed like our chaotic cooking segment. If you want any insight into what my relationship is actually like, it's a lot like that. And here comes the dog. So anyway, Logan and I are gonna say goodnight. That's gonna be it for today. If you guys resonated with this content at all, or you just feel like we're the kind of people that can get along with one another, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like the video. It all helps, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye.
Okie says bye.